Hello everybody, War Wizard here. Today we are going to do my personal opinion of my Mortal Kombat tier list. I know a lot of people are probably going to get pissed off at me, but you know what? It's my personal opinion. Don't really care. So first character we got is, oh my god, why can't I think? Jarek. I didn't like him. I'm going to put him in bad for now. Actually, he's just going to stay there. I didn't like him. His ending in Mortal Kombat 4 was terrible. It's a joke of the Mortal Kombat community. He was basically just Kano. I get NetherRealm can, remake him better, make him more interesting and stuff like that, but until then, he's going to be in bad. Sector. I love the robots. I'm going to put him in good. He's not my favorite, but I do like the robots, the original robots. Jade, I'm gonna put her in okay. I don't hate her. I don't like her. I don't know. She was just never really interesting to me, and Mortal Kombat 11 made me hate her even more because of her brain dead play style. Ashra, I love Ashra. She was one of the more interesting characters in Deception. You look at her outfit, and you're like, oh, she's just some like princess, pretty little princess, but it turns out she's a demon and she's trying to escape the nether realm. It's just a really interesting story. Blaze, he's alright. He did his job, I guess. He was a big bad. I love Bo Raicho. He's one of my personal favorites. I'm a fan of Drunken Master. I know a lot of people think that he's silly and don't like him just because he's kind of fat. I love his humor and his drunken fist style, so he's always been one of my favorites. I love Bo Raicho. Cassie Cage, she's okay in my opinion. I know a lot of people hate on the Combat Kids. They're not that bad. Except for MKX. Her beating Shinnok as a brand new character was stupid. They should have never done that. Cetrion, I hate Cetrion. She was boring playstyle, boring design in my opinion. You could tell what she was just by looking at her. Chameleon, I'm gonna put him in bad just because there's not enough of him. We don't know what he does. We just don't know. There's not enough of him. Kira, bad. Did not like her in Deception. Even when Deception first came out, I was like, so she's just a bad version of Sonya, like a female Kano kind of. She just wasn't that interesting. Li Mei was okay. I liked her moves in Deadly Alliance. Her story's decent. Cyrax, love Cyrax. Actually, I might. Yeah, I'll put him there. In MK3, his net move, giving you a free combo, was really fun. I love his design, his story with the whole Lin Kuei and turning cybernetic and stuff like that. Devora, I'm gonna put her as good. She's a very interesting character. I know a lot of people hate her because she killed Melina. People will just call her the Bug Lady, but they designed her so cool to be like a bug fighter. Like, that's so awesome. Uh, I'm not going to say she's like the best or anything, but she's a good character. I really liked her design, making her creepy and her voice and stuff. She has really fun combos in MKX. MK11, she's not that good, but I personally like her. Um, this is Taven, right? Taven's the bad one, right? I gotta double check this. I can't believe I call myself a Mortal Kombat fan. No, yeah, this is Dagon. Okay, Dagon. I kind of want to put him in bad because, again, we don't really know. I want to put him in bad. We don't know enough of him. We barely seen him in Armageddon. Uh, bad. He was like a ripoff of Blade, kinda, or trying to be like a wannabe Blade. He just wasn't memorable, if that makes sense. Ermac, Love Ermac. He's one of my favorite ninjas. His moves are always cool. His fatalities are cool. His costumes are usually cool. So yeah, he's one of the best in my opinion. He's a legendary character. Aaron Black. Okay, I guess I'm not a fan of Aaron Black. Suffering OP Aaron Black at the beginning of MKX and MK11 just made me hate him even more. He just seemed like a cowboy. And he's okay. He's not bad, but Frost, I never liked Frost. Even since Deadly Alliance. I don't I don't know. I just didn't like her. Uh just taking all of Sub Zero's moves and just she was just kind of boring. Ferritor, I'm gonna put him in okay. I'm gonna put him back here. I'll probably rearrange this later. Um, he's okay, but on the verge of good, or they are. They have an interesting backstory, but they were kind of jobbers in MKX. I know people have to be jobbers. That's one thing you guys need to understand. Some characters have to be jobbers. I know, oh, Reptile's my favorite. I hate seeing him get beat up, but it's a story mode. You're not going to be able to fit. You can't have every single character whooping ass all the time. It's just not going to happen. But I think if they expanded on Ferritor, I could move him up because he is kind of interesting. But like I said, they didn't explain enough of him. Garrus, I liked Garrus as a new character. He was pretty cool. Um, Goro, up and good. One of the best, most iconic bosses of all time. Havoc, one of my personal favorites. I love Havoc. I hope in MK1 they flesh out his whole story. In the comics, they did a whole thing, and just his design and deception was so cool. Him like snapping his own neck to get a damage boost. His fatalities were really cool. His moves were really cool. I just really hope they bring him back and they do him justice. But in Deception, he was one of my all-time favorites, so he's going in my personal best. Hotaro, I liked Hotaro. I hope they bring him back again. Him and Havoc kind of have like a rivalry, so that'd be cool if they both came back. Suhao, everyone hates Suhao. He's trash. I don't even. I don't know what they were thinking with his design. He's almost like if Jax and Kano had a Chinese baby. Like, he's just lame. Kung Lao, legend, one of the best. Love Kung Lao. His moves are always flashy and cool. His combos, especially. His fatalities are awesome. I kind of like his more like flamboyant Shaolin monk. Like Liu Kang was the disciplined, serious one. Kung Lao was the more jokey, full of himself kind of guy. But his combos are always flashing in every single MK game. He's awesome. Jackie Briggs, I like Jackie Briggs, so I'm gonna put her in the front of okay, in between okay and good. I like her more than Cassie, especially her design in MK11. But she was super overpowered, which made me kind of hate her. MKX, she was cool though, except for her spamming variation. But when you learn how to beat her, she's easy to beat. Jax. Oh, come on. I personally like Jax. Um, he was the very first brawler type character Mortal Kombat ever did. You know, in your face, heavy punches and grapples and slams and stuff like that. His fatalities vary from awesome to hilarious. Um, he kind of has like a swagger to him. Like in MK1, you can see his assists. He does like the way he walks off, like he's all badass and stuff, and his get some and stuff like that. I love Jax. Johnny Cage, one of my personal favorites. I'm actually gonna put Kung Lao up here. Johnny Cage, right there. Perfect. Ah, come on. Anyway, Johnny Cage. I love Johnny Cage. He's funny. He actually has flashy combos, and he's always usually fun to play as. In MK9, he was a little busted. He spammed the same move over and over. The forward knee with the kicks. I can't remember. I think it's forward 4. Pretty sure it's forward 4. he literally carried people in that match. But his combos were swaggy, his fatalities were funny. Him when they started fleshing out his personality in the MK9 story mode, he's fucking hilarious. He's so funny. Cabal, I love Cabal. I'm gonna put him in good. He is probably the most broken character in Mortal Kombat history. He's always top tier most of the time. I think Deception, he was like mid tier, high tier. Um, Ketchup and Mustard do a great video on him of why he's the most overpowered character in Mortal Kombat history. He's always top tier. MK9, he was extremely broken. MK11, he became, I don't want to say broken, but he's definitely top tier. His spamming, flying around the screen bullcrap. But I still love his design, still love his story, still love his fatalities and stuff. Kai, don't like Kai. Um, like I said, maybe this will change when Mortal Kombat fleshes out his story. But as of right now, he's just lame. I just don't like him. Kano, I love Kano. I'm always a fan of his playstyle in every Mortal Kombat, except for MK9, MKX, MK11, and then like uh, more Ultimate Mortal Kombat and stuff. He was awesome, especially Mortal Kombat 11. I know a lot of people complain about him; he's broke, but his playstyle's so fun, in your face, mixing you up, grappling you, and then his taunts and stuff, like pissing on people and just talking trash the whole time. I love Kano. And he's one of the OG legendary characters, so he's going up there. Kenshi. Again, I'm going to put Kenshi up at best. He's probably the best, or one of the best, in my opinion, new characters that they introduced in the 3D era. Um, Clearly, he's a fan favorite because he's stayed for so long. Um, yeah, he's just awesome. If you haven't seen Snowblind, you should watch that. It's like a different take on his origin story. It's really good. Female Chameleon, again, down here, just because we don't know enough about her. People who are putting Chameleon like up and good and best and stuff like that, why? We don't know enough about them. What makes them so good? Kintaro, good. He's one of the better villains, big bosses. Kitana, I'll put her in good. I love Katana, but I personally never considered her one of the best. I didn't really ever play with her. She seems to have the same playstyle in almost every single game. You know, kick 'em or jump kick to air toss fan and just over and over. Like that's her combos. I love her story and her backstory and stuff like that, but her gameplay, I don't know. Collector, I did not like Collector. Don't care what anyone says. He was lame, just like a minion, like the most minion ever. He literally did nothing except steal things and serve Shao Kahn. His voice was annoying. His playstyle was annoying. Kotal Khan, one of my personal favorites. He's the best new character NetherRealm has made. Um, Especially if you look at his backstory in the comics. His backstory in the comics is awesome. I hate that they just spent the time beating his ass in all the trailers and in the story mode. He's awesome. He deserved better. I love Kotal Khan. His whole sun god Aztec type vibe. He's big and powerful grappler. I love Kotal Khan. Kung Jin again in the OK. I don't know. A lot of it probably has to do with when MKX first came out. People spammed the shit out of him because of the insane reach on some of his attacks, and his neutral jump punch just made me hate him. So yeah, he's going okay. Liu Kang. Come on. One of my personal favorites, mostly because when he first came out, I was a big Bruce Lee fan. So Liu Kang being like that made me like him. He was a champion of Mortal Kombat. Some people say he's boring, but he's the OG hero. And his moves are always flashy and cool. His combos are always swaggy and cool looking. Yeah, I really like Liu Kang. Even though I'm not the biggest Bruce Lee fan anymore, I'm more of a Jackie Chan. But Liu Kang has just stayed there. Meat. He was lame. He was a body without skin. Great. He's more of a joke character. Baraka. One of my personal favorites. I love Baraka in almost every single game. MK9, I still liked him, but I didn't play him that much because he was like really, really bottom tier. MK11, he's my second main before or after Sub Zero. I love his heavy hitting combo style. One of the few characters that actually can do really high damaging combos in MK11. I love his fatalities. He's very brutal. I like the way he looked. The way he looked always like kind of captured my imagination when I was a kid. You know, like oh my god, look at this monster with these gnarly teeth. Fujin. I'll put Fujin in okay, almost good, because I don't know. Okay, I'll put him in good. Yeah, I'll put him in good. He's teetering though, because yeah, he's the god of wind, and just but Mortal Kombat 11 made me hate him, hate his guts. He's Raiden's brother, all that. His story's all right, you know. It's still kind of up in the air what all he does, I guess. But yeah, he's pretty good. Kronika, the worst Mortal Kombat boss of all time. I hate Kronika. She's so boring, lame. I hate fighting her. Her voice is annoying. Just everything was just yeah. Rain, good. When you first discovered Rain back in the arcade days, you were like, oh man, he's pretty cool. You know, a purple ninja that controls water and stuff. And then his story keeps fleshing out more and more. He's a demigod and all this other stuff. He's just a really cool character. Scarlet, I'm just not a fan of Scarlet. Um, Shang Tsung, one of probably my personal favorite villain. He's like the bad guy almost, besides maybe Shao Kahn, because you know he's always up to something, tricking people. His fatalities are awesome. His brutalities are awesome, and especially when Kerry Tagawa came back as him, his snarky, you know, better than you attitude is just great. I love Shang Tsung. Always have, always will. I'm excited to see what they do with him in Mortal Kombat 1. Taven. I guess he's better than Dagon because you get to play as him, but I don't put him in just okay. Yeah, wasn't the biggest fan. Oh, Draman, just okay. He looks kind of cool, you know, but again, he's just not fleshed out enough. Movado was trash. He stole Kenji's stuff, and he's just lame with his trench coat and has one of the worst fatalities in Mortal Kombat history. He was just lame. Moloch, I'll put him. Yeah, I'll put him ahead of Drummond though. He was all right. He did his job for a big boss, kind of like Blaze. You know, he's cooler than Blaze. I think he's cooler than Blaze. He's a big guy with ball and chain on. He's kind of cool. Um, oh, that's yeah. I was gonna say Dairu. I'll put Dairu in okay. I kind of liked his moves in Mortal Kombat Deception. I liked his moves in Mortal Kombat Deception. I know a lot of people didn't like him. He's kind of like a monk type bad guy. I don't know. He was weird. That's why I put him in okay, even though I liked his moves. Onaga. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to put him up there because he's one of my favorite big bad guys in Mortal Kombat history. I hope they bring him back in MK1. He needs a new story, a new design, and all that. We need to hear him talk and stuff. Like his whole thing in Deception, deceiving Shujinko and stuff. And he was just big and scary, especially the beginning when you see Quan Chi, Shang Tsung, and Raiden teaming up to try to take him down. They couldn't do it. And it just made him like, oh shit, like he's the big bad. Mocap, bad. He's a joke character. Tanya, I'll put Tanya right there. She's all right. never was the biggest fan of her. MK4 made me hate her. She was so busted in MK4 and MKX. When she first came out in MKX, ugh. Motaro, I'm gonna put him in okay. He wasn't the best end boss. His designs were kind of weird and stuff. He got wrecked in MK9. Raiden killed him. Yeah, I guess he again just did his job. Big boss. Cobra, trash. He was so lame. Rip off of like Ken from Street Fighter, but also like Johnny from Karate Kid. Just wasn't the biggest fan of him. Nightwolf. I personally love Nightwolf. He's one of my favorite characters. MK11, he has really cool moves. I loved him in Deception. He's just really cool, you know. Just like Johnny Cage says as the announcer in MK11, badass. He's just cool. Natara, I know a lot of people want her back. I don't know why. I guess she's like a vampire, first vampire, whatever. But again, she's not fleshed out enough. I don't know why people love her so much. Quan Chi, one of the best villains in the game. His whole, he's kind of like Shang Tsung, but not as smug and funny. He's more serious, but he's a good character. Raiden, one of my personal favorites. His lightning moves made me pretty much love him. Like I loved his lightning moves, the whole god thing. Uh, it's gonna be interesting to see how his story plays out in MK1, being immortal and young. That's gonna be really cool. I can't wait for that. Reiko. Again, okay. He's not fleshed out enough. He seems to be everyone's lackey, but at the same time, he's like trying to do his own thing. So maybe in MK1 they'll change him to where I'll like him. But as of right now, especially because like every game he's been in, he hasn't been that great. He's gonna stay at okay. Scorpion, face of the franchise. I do like Scorpion, but at the same time I hate him because I'm a Sub Zero main. He has to go up at the best, even though he's not one of my favorites. I'm gonna put him at the best just because he's the face of the franchise. Everyone loves him. Everyone knows his story. A lot of people think that he is going to be Kuai Liang in MK1 because he's brothers with Sub Zero now, and Sub Zero, as everyone knows, was confirmed to be Bihan. So if Scorpion in MK1's Kuai Liang, where's Hanzo Hasashi? But yeah, I'm interested in see where they go with that. Striker, he's gonna go here. I don't know why people like him. He's a cop with a gun fighting, you know, and people say, "Oh, that's the appeal because he's a normal guy fighting." No, but he's boring. He's just a cop fighting all these way more interesting characters. I'm not gonna put him in bad, but I'll just put him at the end of okay. I'm not a fan of Striker at all. Reptile, one of my personal favorites, mostly because my favorite color was green. It still is. And when they first introduced a green ninja, I was like, oh man. And I love Reptile, so when it was announced that he's a reptile, I was like, oh, that's even better. That's awesome. And then MK9 and MKX, his combos are so swaggy. He's one of the most fun characters to watch at a high level. Um, his fatalities are always cool. I love Reptile. Also, his boss fight in Shaolin Monks was awesome. Um, you guys are gonna hate me. I can't remember her damn name. Oh, I can't remember her name. I gotta look it up, you guys. I know you're gonna hate me. It's like right on the tip of my tongue. Serena. Serena. I gotta put her in bed. We just don't know enough about her. She wasn't that interesting. I remember in Mortal Kombat Mythologies, she kind of was like, she's an assassin with like mysterious, like, what is she doing kind of stuff. But it wasn't enough to keep me interested. They barely talk about her anymore. So until they flesh her out, she's going to go as bad. Shao Kahn, the best. Um, I personally like Shang Tsung a little more, but Shao Kahn was the first like big bad that like talked shit and taunted you while beating your ass. He is just a big brawly guy. You know, he took over Outworld. Um, I just really like Shao Kahn. Everyone, he's iconic. His whole taunt, "You suck," and you know he was the announcer in a lot of the games. He seems like he's the announcer in MK1 also. I heard some of fight and finish him and Raiden and stuff like that. It sounds like the same voice actor that did Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 11. So Shiva, she's all right. I've never been the biggest fan of Shiva. She's boring. Uh, Her story's all right, I guess, but her moves and stuff are boring. Shinnok, put him in good because he's supposed to be the big bad, right? He's a fallen elder god, but in every game that he's in, he's kind of a bitch. He doesn't feel like you're playing as an elder god. Um, yeah, he got beat up by Cassie Cage and MKX. Yeah, just not the biggest fan of Shinnok. Shujinko, he'll go in okay. Mostly because he doesn't have his own moves. He steals other people's moves. Um, he's kind of the reason for Mortal Kombat Deception and Onaga coming back. He got tricked, because, I mean, I guess Onaga took him, as a kid and tricked him, but still not the biggest fan of Shujinko. Didn't like him that much. I never played him outside of Conquest mode. I never went out of my way to pick him. Sindel. I'll put her up here because I liked her in the arcade days. Her fatalities and stuff were cool. MK11 made me hate her. She has the most brain dead playstyle in MK11. I don't care what anyone says. She gets carried by like 3 moves, and it's just she's brain dead. Everyone complains about her retcon, but I think her retcon makes her more interesting. Her being straight up evil, just it's more interesting to me. Smoke, one of the best. Uh, Love Smoke. I actually might put Reptile up here. Yeah. Smoke. Um, I love Smoke. He always has swaggy combos, cool fatalities. His backstory is kind of cool. He's just one of those characters that like resonated with me. Just I liked him a lot. Sonya, I'm gonna have to put her in good because even though I know she's iconic and stuff like that, I personally didn't like her that much. Sorry, messing around with this. I never was the biggest fan of Sonya. I don't know, just never was. Sub Zero, my all time favorite. He is my favorite since Mortal Kombat 1. Played him in the arcade, seen people doing freeze moves and getting free hits, so that's why I liked him. And ever since then, since I was like 6 or 7, he's been my favorite character. I main him in every single game. He's my first main. I'm one of those people that plays a lot of characters though, but Sub Zero is always the first one I learn and master. Even in MK9, when he was considered bad, he was my main. Um, his fatality, the spine rip, is pretty much the sole reason that they did the ESRB. Maybe not the sole reason, but his spine rip fatality is iconic, classic. His slide, his ice clone, his ice ball, he's just my favorite character. And then when they fleshed him out with a story, they gave him a voice and stuff. His voice actor for the NRS games is awesome. He sounds so cool. Yeah, I love Sub Zero. He's my favorite. Takeda, out of all the combat kids, he's the one I like the most. Come on. Yeah, he was really cool. His moves are interesting. The fact that he trained with Scorpion and his dad is Kenshi made him way more interesting. I hope he comes back and they flesh him out more, but the combat kids haven't been born yet, so we don't know. Well, maybe Kenshi or Takeda, because like Jackie and Cassie, She has to wait for Johnny and Sonya to get together to come back. But who knows with Takeda? Maybe he'll come back. Noob Saibot, again, one of my favorites. Yeah, I'll put him there. And when you find out that Noob Saibot is actually Bihan, the original Sub Zero, and he died, and Quan Chi corrupted him and turned him into Noob Saibot, but his moves are so cool. His teleport slam is awesome. MK11, he has some of the coolest, most swaggy combos. His fatalities are awesome. I've always been a fan of Noob Saibot. Melina, she is my favorite female character. I love Melina every game that she's in, except for Mortal Kombat 11. Melina fans almost ruined it for me. The toxic Melina fans, oh, death threats and stuff like that. Are you kidding me? It's a video game. Just because she wasn't in it at first, and I don't think NetherRealm caved because they were crying about it. I think they always planned to have her a DLC character, but I do think they made her boring and lame because of you guys bitching and giving them death threats and stuff like that. So it's your guys' fault she sucks in Mortal Kombat 11. But overall, I love Melina, her fatalities, her attitude, the way she talks. She was always cool. I was actually kind of upset even though I kind of liked Deborah, when she killed Melina, I was like, what? Tremor, I fucking hate Tremor because of MKX. Yeah. Wait a minute. Didn't I already do Sindel? Yeah, she's right there. I guess I don't do that one. Oh, is this the retcon Sindel? Okay. I'm guessing this is the OG one. I'll put the OG one ahead. Yeah, she'll go right there. I guess that's the retcon one. Someone really didn't like that. But yeah, anyway, this is my Mortal Kombat tier list. It's my personal opinion. Yeah, actually, hang on. Let me move some stuff around. I'll put Katana right there. Ashra. This looks pretty good to me. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "What, Frost down there?" I hated Frost. I just don't like her, and then them making her Cyber makes me not like her even more. I actually put Smoke. I'll probably put Smoke right there, past Johnny Cage, I guess. Yeah, this is my tier list. Let me know what you guys think and send me your tier lists in the comments. If you like this video, please give me a like and comment, and let's talk about Mortal Kombat. I'm going to keep making more videos, and I will see you all next time.